Hello lovely people. It's another beautiful spring day and I've been doing a whole lot of gardening because it's that kind of a season and watching life develop. So my first vegetable seeds have sprouted for the season, and so I just wanted to actually celebrate the miracle of life today. That's my theme for the class. One of my best friends back home in California also recently had a baby, and that's been making me think about it a lot too. So it's just a celebration of the miracle of life in general and our ability to create new life even during times of destruction and turmoil. There's a lot of chaos going on right now in the world, and disease and violence and political turmoil, and so let's take a moment to celebrate the kind of new life that can be created even in those dark times. It is spring still. It is the time for fresh starts and new life, new beginnings, rebirths, and fresh energy. So close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. And I invite everybody to think about times when something seemed really hard or difficult, and like it was the end of something, but something much more powerful and beautiful was reborn out of that process. Sometimes something has to die for something new to be reborn. Sometimes there needs to be a little bit of destruction and chaos for creation to take place and evolution to take place. And we've all experienced that in our lives at different moments in various ways. So let's just take some deep breaths. Take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Take a deep breath in through the abdomen, up into the chest. And let it go down the chest, down the belly. Let's do that again. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more time. At your own pace. You don't have to follow my lead here. Deep inhale. And exhale out. Do a little butterfly. Just breath with me. So, in honor of rebirth and new starts, let's do caterpillar and butterfly pose. I wasn't planning on it, but sometimes I get inspired. So I'll show you this way. Take your legs out. Reach on up. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, forward fold. So remember, you have options here. You can take the yin style of caterpillar pose, which means that you're just kind of curving your back and folding over, like a little caterpillar curling up into a ball in on itself. I've seen them do this in my garden, I really have. They kind of, the top half of them goes curl. Or if you want to take a more active stretch, a more traditional yang version of this, and you want more of a hamstring stretch, then you strengthen and lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath and reach for your toes. Slowly come up. Remember, caterpillars turn into butterflies, so you all know where we're going next. Do a little windshield wiper with your legs. Take your feet together, knees apart, create little butterfly wings. You can flap your wings if you want. Flap, flap, flutter like a sweet little colorful butterfly. Deep inhale and exhale, forward fold. Good, slowly come on up. Shake it out, give yourself a counter pose. So, I saw the first fireflies of the season last night. It's firefly mating season. They think summer is almost here. So in honor of that, we also could do firefly pose. So make little firefly wings with your legs. Take your legs apart. You can even point your toes a little. Take a deep inhale and exhale, forward fold. For those of you who know the arm balance of firefly, the Tittibhasana, and want to go for that, go ahead. I won't demonstrate that at the moment. I'll stay in this yin style, but for any of you who know the arm balance, go ahead. Slowly come up, and let's take a brief active stretch to one side. You can even grab for that toe, look over. Look at your beautiful armpit. Come the other way. Take it the other way. Good. And slowly shake it out. Come onto your stomachs. We'll take a little back bend, a little sphinx. Just shake it out. So you can stay here, or if you want to join me in a slightly more advanced version of fish pose. We've done fish pose quite a lot here on our back. I've been working lately on a more advanced version of that posture, so if you feel like practicing that with me, go ahead. Otherwise, just stay in sphinx. You're practicing fish pose, then grab for your feet and turn your hands around so that your fingers are now pointing towards you, and lift up, deep shoulder stretch. And you'll see in a little bit why I'm trying to stretch out my shoulders this way. I'll show you something else I'm working on this summer. Just kick and lift. Good, and take a child pose. Beautiful, tuck your toes, raise your hips. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Create an intention. Let's support each other, our intentions with one Om. Take a deep inhale. Om. So we have a full moon tomorrow night, and I've definitely been feeling the full moon energy. I have way too much creative, anxious energy right now, and I always do when there's a full moon. So let's celebrate that with a little moon salutation. And we'll do just a sort of more traditional one that I usually teach. I might, in the next day or two, while there's still a full moon up, do some of the other versions. But we'll do the basic today. So take your fingers in steeple mudra, index fingers together. Reach up, really reach for the sky. Reach for that full moon. Deep breath. Exhale out to one side. Good. Reach on up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the other way. Deep breath up. Take your feet apart. Come down into your goddess squat. Remember, you come onto your tippy toes from the balance challenge. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. If you're holding your breath, don't do that. Keep breathing. This is about breath flow, prana, life energy. Reach on up. 5-pointed star. Nice, bright, active hands. Really stretch those fingers apart. I want energy coming out of your fingertips like a star shining. Now, I'm mirroring you. Take your left foot, point it away from you, and come down into your Trikonasana, your triangle. Look up at that top hand. So remember, very subtle slight bend in this knee to protect your knee joint, and make this a core workout. I want you to lift from the core and twist. Don't worry about getting far down to the ground. I'm much more interested in lifting from the heart and engaging your core muscles. Good. Take that top hand down, find your pyramid. Come down into a high lunge or a low lunge, your choice. You don't have to be on your knee. Lift up, heart open at once. Bend out of the elbows, lift straight arms. Active fingers. Deep breath. Good. Come onto one side. Good. Now you can take your hands to the floor for this, or you can do it without hands. And come to the other way. Beautiful. Take your high lunge and your low lunge. Bend out of the elbows. Reach on. Nice. Come into your pyramid. Melt your head down. And then lift up into your Trikonasana. And your goddess squat. Good. So we're going to add a twist to this now. We won't do a whole other moon salutation. We'll just add a twist to this posture. So take your left foot away from you again. Take your right hand on the outside of your left foot. Just as far down as it can go naturally. Don't force anything, but ease into it. Back up. Hold your breath. If you're feeling dizzy, it means you're holding your breath. Just be conscious of that. Take your right foot away from you. Take your left hand up. Line of twist. Slowly come up and bring your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to recall your intention, okay? We're going to do a kind of tricky peak pose here. It's a balancing posture, and some of you may not feel like doing this, in which case that's fine. Pick another balancing posture. You can work on tree, you can work on traditional dancer pose, or eagle, or anything else. Half moon, since we just did a moon salutation. You don't have to do this with me. But this is something that I'm working on that I just wanted to share with you for those of you who want to play with me. You are going to need a strap of some kind. So if you don't have a traditional strap, find something else you can use for it if you want to do this posture with me. And go ahead and pause the video so you can go find the strap or something like it. You can use whatever you have, a string. And we're going to come into, when you're ready, and you may want to wall for this too since it's a challenging balance posture. We're going to come into king pigeon. So you're going to find something to look at first of all, something to focus your gaze on. And you're going to lift your right foot and take the strap into your right foot. Take your hands behind you, so this is why I wanted to stretch out my shoulders. And lift that foot and gradually walk your hands to your foot. So my goal by the end of the summer is to be able to do this without the strap and grab from my foot. I'm nowhere near there now, but with daily practice, I'm going to get there. It's just about teaching the muscles to do what you're asking. Over time, with kindness and compassion. Good. Slowly come out. You guys can check in with me on that at the end of the summer. Take a moment to Tadasana. Whatever balancing posture you're doing, even if you're not following me with this, just take a breath, take a moment. And we're getting ready for the other side. We're coming into king pigeon on this side. So, shift your weight onto your right foot. Take the strap into your left foot. Take your hands behind you. Very gradually, try and walk your foot as closely as you can to your hands. Keep breathing. Okay, slowly come up. Standing up. And let's let that go. Let's let that moment go, whatever frustration it may have brought up for you. Let's let that go with a little bit of breath of joy. Inhale up. Exhale. Remember, we're celebrating new life today. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Good. Come on down to the ground. Just take a moment to center yourself. I see one of my neighbor's cats wandering around on my property over there. If my cats found out about it, they'd be very unhappy. Take a moment, breathe. Alright. So we just did a pretty powerful back bend. So I'd like to finish that off with one more back bend. Just to let the spine relax a little. And slightly in line with a slightly gentler back bend. We did a kind of intense version of fish pose on our stomachs, so we'll do the more relaxed traditional version that I usually teach. Take the hands under your hips, come up onto your forearms, lift up onto your elbows, lift your heart to the sky, and drop your head. Slowly come down, shake it out. Now since we have these little straps, or whatever substitute you found, let's go ahead and use them for our final little on the ground sequence. Take the strap into your right foot, stretch it up towards the sky, give yourself a really good hamstring stretch. Your hamstrings should be pretty loose from all that stretching we did on the floor at the beginning, which caterpillar and butterfly pose. We're just inviting it to loosen up a little more. Take it to one side. I'm going to encourage you to take your left hand to your left hip and keep your hips level on the ground. So I don't want you rolling over with that foot. If you can't get the leg over as far because of that, then that's fine. That's beautiful. I'd much rather that you keep your hips level with the ground. So keep your left hand on your left hip. Make sure your hips are level with the ground. Slowly lift up. Take the strap into your left hand. Now you have a choice here, and you can try both ways if you want. If you want a really good IT band stretch, which might feel good if you're a runner or a hiker or a jogger, then you're just going to lift as far as you can to the side, but keep your hip flat on the floor. You should be feeling an intense stretch right here in your IT band. If you want more of a real ab twist, if you really want to twist out the organs in your body and give yourself a good floor twist, then lift that opposite hip and just twist over as far as you can. Slowly come up, shake it out, put the strap into your other foot, lift up. Alright, now this time take your right hand to your right hip. When you feel complete with this stretch, then take that foot over to the side. Remember, keep your hips level on the ground. I don't want you lifting this opposite hip. Even if you don't go down as far, that's good. You're actually getting a more powerful inner thigh stretch this way. Good. Slowly lift up, take the hand, take the strap into your opposite right hand. And then again, you've got a choice. You can go for the IT band stretch, which means keep your hips level and just go over as far as you can until you feel a really good stretch in here. Or you can go for the full twist, in which case take it down as far as you can, look over that opposite hand. Good. Slowly come up, release the strap. So, because our theme today is new beginnings and the miracle of life, we gotta end with a happy baby pose. So lift your feet up, grab the outsides of your feet and smile. We'll take a nice, good, long, happy baby pose. You can rock back and forth, you can giggle, you put your feet in your mouth and chew on your toes like a real baby. I'm not quite there yet, but another project for the summer, right? Alright. And of course, since we're celebrating new life and the miracle of existence in life, we're ending with corpse pose, Shavasana. Something always has to die for something new to be reborn. Just know that. And that's actually what this posture symbolizes. That's why we end every class with Shavasana, so that you can die to your old way of being and be reborn into a new self after your practice. That is the symbolism behind it. So let your feet turn out, palms up. I'm going to encourage you this time, whatever form of Shavasana you usually take, to take the traditional form, just flat on the floor and breathe. I encourage you to take an extra long Shavasana today, because as part of what we're working on today is finding some stillness so that new energy and new life can happen. Also trying to calm down our nervous system when there's a full moon, when there's a lot of stress in the air, when there's also the energy of spring, to try and relax ourselves. So I'm going to keep moving just for the sake of time on the video, but please pause and take a long Shavasana if you want. When you're ready though, start to wiggle your fingers and toes and wake up your nervous system. Stretch behind you and give yourself a really gorgeous, lovely, beautiful good morning stretch, welcoming your new self, your new existence, your new relationship to the world after your practice. Roll over onto your right side into your sweet little fetal position, the position that you once started life in when you were just a little seed, pure potential, the very essence of the miracle of life. Just know that that still is the truth of who you are. Slowly seat yourself up. You still are a little energy source of potential. You are a representation of the miracle of life. You hold the entire universe inside of you at every moment. And the world is what you choose to create inside yourself. So with that, take your hands to your heart. Put out some positive energy into the world right now. It's so needed. Some love. And we'll support each other with one final Om. Take a deep inhale. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being the amazing, inspiring, and empowering rays of light that you are in this universe. With infinite gratitude. Namaste.